Oh, hi.
Oh, hi.
Uh, Welcome to The Cup, the currently unnamed podcast, where we put the tea in reality, and when you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy, I say something gay. Gay, and today we're drinking this new energy drink brand that I tried the other day in a recording, actually. This is the brand Alani New Energy.
Ooh.
The flavor is breezeberry, which is I've determined kind of like if a sour blue raspberry was like kissed by a lemon.
Ah.
It's really good. Like I highly recommend it. They have a cherry flavor that I want to try too, but this one is really good.
It kind of makes me think of like this one drink at a gay bar they have because they have there's this one bar that has like a drink named after like some of these drag queens. Like Brooklyn Heights has a drink there. It's
Cute.
just an old fashioned. Jada Shada's drink is really good.
Feels about
Um,
right.
yeah. But no, it makes me think of this drink called the Mon Amour, who I've shouted out a couple times. I remember they won Miss Continental Canada back in 2020, 20.
Cute.
Yeah, and I went there. I actually ended up like going to see that myself, and there was like
Cute.
a guy who I'm still trying to look for because they offered to let me sit with them, and they treated me to a drink, and it was
Yeah.
actually really nice, and they were really cute. Anyways, hi, I am Aneesa Long, also known as Sam DMV, also known as Sam de Monteverde, your fellow friendly 5'3" trans non-binary Filipino Canadian mentally unstable hot mess hailing all the way from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, Scarborough, if you want to be specific. And today we have some Neo Citron daytime tea, lemon flavored, because
Oh.
I'm still recovering from sickness.
You and me both. Like it's been we had to take an entire week to recover from Junior Eurovision.
No, the thing
It
is, Junior Eurovision, I was sick. I was like dead sick.
Yeah, it
It's
was
my voice right now.
well, yeah, so it took us a hot minute to get back here to talk about Junior. And I mean, we just had to recover from the fact that France won.
I liked the recording. He has a lot of charisma. Maybe a lot to contain as well. Um,
Yes. Here's what I want to say. I'm going to start by saying congratulations to Lissandro.
Congratulations.
None of this is in malice, and none of this is directly relating to this 10-year-old boy. Please
13.
don't go. Is he 13? I
He's
thought he was 10.
13.
Okay, 13-year-old boy. Please don't go cyberbully him. People literally he literally deactivated his Instagram.
Yeah,
Like so don't do that.
don't do that.
But what I will say, how the fuck did that song win? Especially with the performance that he gave live.
Okay, so what I will say is I was entertained. From a technical standpoint, kind of thing with the whole like pitch and all that. That's kind of where it takes me off. If he actually was like on pitch, then yeah, I could see it. But he wasn't, and I think a lot of it kind of made up for in character, and I was like, oh, cool.
I think there were a lot of factors that contributed to France winning again.
Yeah.
I think part of I mean this in the most inoffensive way possible. I literally described his performance live as incoherent French mumbling featuring some shrieking. Because that's what it was. Now, have I grown to somewhat enjoy the studio version? A little bit. It's fine. I think that performance, coupled with the fact that a lot of the frontrunners were sick, I think had a lot to do with the end result that we got.
Fair, totally fair.
Because we didn't get an opportunity to talk before the contest actually happened. There was a lot going on. The running order dropped. It was confusing. Why are we going to put 3 ballads back to back to back? I'm just really not sure why that was the case.
I don't know how they decided the running order. I remember watching the opening ceremony.
So what
we got to see who got to open the show.
Yeah, so they draw for the running order for the host country, and then they draw for first and last.
Yeah.
And then producers fill it in from there. Mm-hmm. So we got Armenia placing 15th in the running order, which I honestly thought was going to be the complete downfall of Nare, and she proved everybody wrong. And then drew Luna as opening the show for the Netherlands, which ultimately is the reason she did not do as well as a lot of people thought she would, and closed the show with Ukraine, which I thought was a more than fitting closer. Like, I honestly don't think anybody else could have closed the show the way that Zlata did, and I was really, really proud of the performance that she put up.
Oh, absolutely. No, Zlata did an amazing job with that song that night. Like, she really showed up, and I'm glad that kind of the result that she did was better than like what we expected from her.
It was much better than I expected.
It was.
We also do unfortunately have to talk about the fact that Katarina Savage was not able to perform live.
So they had to use footage from her jury show.
It was either, I don't remember whether it was the second rehearsal show or the jury show.
I think it was the jury show.
Okay, I didn't get confirmation as to whether she was even able to do the jury show.
Oh, that's why.
So it might have been. I thought it was live at certain points, and then at the very, very end, before they changed over to the next performance, you could see the empty stage, and I was like, oh, okay. So, do you want to quickly, or this ain't gonna be a long video, y'all, but do you want to quickly just go through placements?
Sure.
Cool. So, obviously, France is the winner of the Junior Eurovision Song Contest 2022. What I will say, Aneesa, I'm excited for our potential trip to Nice next year.
I'm also very excited for our potential trip to Nice, or maybe Marseille. Like,
I was gonna say Marseille would be very cute. I don't think they're gonna do it in Paris again.
I mean, they already did it last year, so
yeah, they just did it in Paris. So I'm hoping for Nice, Marseille, maybe the south of France.
Yeah.
Maybe in the Burgundy region. I don't know what major cities are in there. I don't know my French geography very well. So
I don't know my French geography very well either.
Regardless, that's a trip that I could feasibly justify doing. So I need to brush up on my French, and maybe we'll be a junior next year. Who knows?
Maybe.
I'm gonna actively try to. Let's just say that. But yes, so Lissandro won, winning the jury with 132 points and coming third in the online vote with 71 points. He also received 12 points from the national juries, being that from the Netherlands, Italy, Ireland, and Portugal, and receiving 10 points from 5 other countries. Only one country did not give him points from the juries, and that was Malta. Coming second, which I don't think was a surprise to anybody really, was Armenia.
Yeah.
We almost had a back-to-back, and instead we had a a leapfrog sort of situation.
Yep.
Only 3 countries have won junior in the last 5 years.
That's kind of crazy.
It really is, to look at that compared to where we're at with the main contest. But
yeah, because also like in the main contest too, there's still like a good amount of countries that still haven't won Eurovision for
I
as
think
long as
there's
they've been competing. Because there's
the,
Romania,
the
there's
active countries, I think there's about 15.
Yeah.
Albania has never won. Iceland has never won.
I think I realized just a little like fun fact. Albania is the only country that's actively competing in both the main and junior and hasn't won either.
Oh, I think you're right.
Yep. Because I'm looking through all the countries that do compete in like Junior Eurovision, and it's
yeah.
like, oh, a couple of them have won Junior, but
Poland?
not the main, and then also there's vice versa as well.
Poland?
Poland has never won main Eurovision.
Oh, but they've won.
Well, obviously
junior.
they've won twice.
They've won junior. I was gonna say the only other one that comes to mind is North Macedonia, but they're not active in the main contest this year. So
this year, no, they're not. But yeah,
but
no,
yes.
North Macedonia. Actually, I should put there too with Albania.
Yeah. So Nare received 3rd in the jury vote with 110 points, and a tie for 4th in the online vote with 70 points. 3rd was Georgia, Mariam Bigvava, one of our favorites.
Yes.
She placed 2nd in the jury with 114 points, and she placed 5th from last.
Yep. That surprised me.
12th in the online vote with 47 points. I personally voted for Georgia.
I also voted for Georgia.
I will be very transparent in saying I voted for Georgia, the UK, and Ireland. And we'll talk about
I really
Sophie.
should have voted for the UK. I feel bad.
I mean, they won the online vote, so it's fine.
They did win the online vote. But no, I, in full transparency, voted for Spain, Georgia, and I believe I also voted for Armenia. Yeah.
Work. Yeah, there were a lot of good options. But yeah, Georgia, I'm honestly not surprised that Georgia came 12th in the online voting.
Okay.
This was not a song. This was, yeah, go ahead.
I will say, I remember once the rehearsal clip came out, people were like, what is this? Like, what is, I don't get the whole performance.
A masterpiece that could have won the main contest.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of like, oh, it's so avant-garde, not many people are gonna get it. And I feel like that's just what that was, because people were like, oh, what are these outfits? What is the staging? I didn't mind it at all. I thought everything that she did, and I thought it was quite. I thought I should have won.
I think Mariam had my favorite staging. I
thought she had my favorite vocals too. Actually,
I'm very excited for the moment that she is eligible to compete in the main contest, and I really hope that the Georgian broadcaster takes a lot of the talent from Junior and actually utilizes it.
Yep.
That's what I'm hoping for. But 4th place, Aneesa, she did it.
She did it.
Sophie Lennon for Ireland.
I will say, okay, I think the only reason is because she had that little crack going up, and that's how she fell to 4th. But
I knew she wasn't gonna win. I think that, honest to God, I love Sophie. This was my winner pick for the year. I think 4th was about as high as she was gonna go. Personally, but I am just, I'm so happy. This is a record high performance for Ireland. There were 2 records broken, and we'll talk about the other one shortly. But this was a record high placement for Ireland in junior. She came 4th with 150 points. She got 4th in the jury vote, 8th in the online vote. She, other than the one stumble in the run at the very end, which she saved very gracefully.
She did save it.
I was so incredibly impressed with Sophie.
Yeah.
So proud. The jury points just kept coming in, and I was like, oh my God, she's getting 8 points here, 7 points here, 10 points here. And then she got a 12
some
point.
12 points too.
She got 2 12 points, and I was just like,
I would also just like shout out the fact that her sister gave out the points for Ireland too.
Her sister was a representative for the jury. I loved it. I also cannot wait for the moment where Sophie is old enough to compete at senior. I think this is a great.
I think she's got it. I think got it.
I think Banshee from 2019 walked so Sophie could run here, and I really hope that the Irish broadcaster sees this and starts putting more effort into Eurovision again, because Ireland can and has been a powerhouse before.
Yes.
And I'm just so proud of Sophie. And we could sit here and talk about her all day. So we're going to move to number 5, which was the UK, despite both Sophie and Freya being sick.
Yeah.
I
was really, I think we were all praying that by this performance, Freya would have fully recovered.
And she did not.
She did not. But whatever she did sing, she absolutely nailed.
They modified the hell out of that song, and honestly, props to the BBC. Because they did the best that they could for her, and they won the public vote, which I'm not surprised about in the slightest. 80 points, winning the online vote, and coming 5th with the juries with 66 points. A very respectable result for the UK.
Yeah.
And the first time in probably decades that Ireland has placed better than the UK in a contest.
Right.
And I hope that the BBC continues to fund Eurovision and Junior in this way.
Because I've looked at their history too. Like, this is only like their third like entry.
And this is their first time since like 2007.
And the last 2 times they did Junior Eurovision, they did really well. They got second and third.
Second and third, yeah.
Or it's third and second. I forget like when they got what, but they did really well. And this just showed that, like, Freya getting 5th kind of just shows that as well.
Yeah. We're going to quickly run through the rest of the top 10. Spain coming in 6th. 137 points, placing 6th in the jury and 2nd in the online vote. I'm going to be honest, it was a little surprising for me. I didn't think his performance was that strong, but the charisma is there.
The charisma is there
and accounted for.
I think he's got quite like a charm about him too, and he composes himself really well, especially only at 11.
Yeah, he's going to be a powerhouse. I was very, very happy to see that for Spain. Netherlands coming in 7th.
I think it just had to do with her going first.
I think that's what it was.
She performed that almost perfectly.
She came 7th in the jury, and she was in the tie for 4th in the online vote. 8th place, a record high placement for Portugal.
Yes.
Aneesa Logan coming 9th in the jury, and was also in the 3-way tie for 4th in the online vote. You know, I'm happy for him in that regard. I thought the performance was fine. It definitely was going to stand out and it was going to appeal to a good number of people, and it did. And I'm not mad at him placing 8th.
I'm not mad either.
Ukraine, Zlata coming 9th, taking 10th in the jury and taking 7th in the online vote. I thought that was respectable. Thought that was fair. Zlata, that was the best she had performed up to that point. I was very, very happy to see that for her. I am very happy as well. We're recording this after Vidbeer 2023 happened, and I was very, very happy to see her get a big moment at Vidbeer, acknowledging everything that she did this year at Junior. I was very happy to see that from the Ukrainian broadcaster. So overall, a great improvement from where we were with the song
sure.
post the national selection. So very, very happy for Zlata. Rounding up the top 10 is Poland. Laura placed 11th with the juries and was in a tie for 9th in the online vote. She really got shafted by that second place in the running order.
Yeah, it's her being second in the running order because I thought her performance was really good.
I thought it was a solid performance. I think it would have maybe been in my top 10. I don't know. I maybe would have put Serbia in my personal top 10 despite it being a rehearsal performance, but actually tied for 10th. So we also have Italy. Chanel Delecto placing 12th with the jury for 9th in the online thing. Are we back?
Yes.
Cool.
I couldn't tell if that was me or if that was you.
I can't tell. Where did I cut out?
No, I was trying to. You literally cut out a Chanel, and then I heard Delecta.
Oh, good. Yeah. So Chanel tied for 10th. She placed 12th with the juries, and tied with Poland for 9th in the online vote. It was the best she sounded. I still don't love the song.
It is catchy though. It is kind of
blah,
catchy.
Blah blah parole parole. My problem was just you could tell she hated the song because there was no energy on her face. There was no sort of like anything. Girl, I'm happy you were there.
I feel so bad as well because I know in part of the staging I talked to Logan about it too. Literally front and center on that huge like screen.
Bullism.
And
That's
I don't
gonna
know unless I just don't absolutely know what bullism is.
I think it was a typo.
I think it was a typo.
But anyway, our final 5 coming at the bottom, Albania coming 12th with 94 points, right behind Poland and Italy. Caitlin did a great job, 8th in the jury, or tied for 8th in the jury, coming 13th in the online voting. I thought her performance was beautiful. She was really also hindered by the running order, but I considered giving her points. I thought it was a really great performance from
She did
Caitlin.
do a great job though.
Katarina Savic coming 13th with 92 points, 13th in the juries, 11th in the online vote. I thought this was one of the best performances of the night, even though it was pre-recorded. I really was impressed with what they did with this song, what they did with the staging. There was tromboning, and I was happy. There was tromboning, there was ballet, there was a beautiful woman.
There was a reveal.
A reveal? There were reveals. We had reveals.
And the dance routine itself actually is quite beautiful as well.
For me, Serbia was the country that I thought deserved better out of anybody in the contest. I would have put her in my top 10 personally. But that's just me. Bottom 3, North Macedonia with 54 points, 14th in the jury, 14th in the online vote. It wasn't a good performance. Kazakhstan is the gag of the season.
Yeah, I think a lot of people. So going into the season, excuse me, a lot of people saw this as a potential winner. Like the song, the recording itself was super powerful. And then we get to kind of the rehearsal clips, and I think it started to go downhill from there.
I didn't think it was second to last, though. I'm gonna be honest.
I didn't think it was that position. I didn't think it deserved the position it got, but I there I was able to like spot out like some pretty like relatively like major faults.
While watching the performance, I remember being like, "Oh my god, winner potential!" And then I went back and watched the performance, and you could tell he was nervous. He ran what, third in
I
the running
believe
order?
so. He was third, yes.
Third, yeah. That really did not do him any sort of favors. I love the song. He came last in the jury, which was honestly kind of a gag because
Yeah.
Kazakhstan has always been a jury favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I hope this doesn't deter them from competing in the future because this is, I believe, their only placement out of the top 10 in the entire time they've competed at junior.
Mm.
But I thought David overall did a really, really good job. It was a solid performance. And then
He did.
coming last, to really nobody's surprise, was Malta. Gaia did the best she could
She
with
did.
what she was given. She sold the fuck out of that song.
She did.
She did everything she could. It wasn't going to be much better than that for Malta this year. Honestly, I think Malta needs to start doing an internal selection for junior. I mean, the quality of the Malta Junior Eurovision Song Contest this year was not all that great. But Gaia seems like a lovely individual.
Yeah.
I'm happy she was there.
Yeah, I'm happy she was there. She seemed to be like a good sport about it too. Like, you know,
totally.
Yeah, like we saw like how she did, and then we got this shot of her, and she's still like smiling, and that made me happy. I also kind of want to touch on like some aside like from all the countries competing themselves, like some other like great moments too, which like the winners medley.
The winners fucking medley. Biz Debbie coming together for, I believe, the first time since they won the contest.
No, so I thought, okay, so in 2010 actually they also did like a little winners like number as well, where you
Cute.
even got to see Dino, you got to see Maria, and I forget, like the first four winners, or actually the first five winners, sorry. Like they were all there. So in 2010, everyone that had won before then had
Cute.
all like ended up performing. So obviously we also got to see Ralph, we got to see Bizkebi, the other thing. But it's great to see them performing, to see Bizkebi growing, all grown up now and still performing like that.
Absolutely.
Like I wasn't like, so we also had like the Armenian, like an Armenian like kids choir there. And obviously
I want to shout out that kids choir because having to learn snippets of songs in like 10 different languages is incredibly impressive. I also want to say, and I know we're both going to say this, Destiny was the star.
Destiny was
the star, the moment. She looked so good.
She looked so good.
Oh god. I just want more Destiny in my life.
Yeah.
I need Malta to win a Eurovision so Destiny can host. Like that's what I want Destiny to like just invoke that like beauty and essence and hosting style a la Nikki Tutorials, honestly.
Right.
Like that's what I need. It's so Aiden Kassar, please win the Malta Eurovision Song Contest and please win the contest.
Yeah, no. I think for me the gag of that performance was Bizkebi like coming back. All grown up.
I will say as well, I will say as well, Vicky Gabor looked great.
Vicky Gabor looked great, and she sounded great too. But we knew Vicky Gabor was gonna sound great.
Yeah. And I mean, of course, the Milena of it all. She looked and sounded phenomenal. Her new single, wonderful. Go check it out.
Yes, was it Can't Feel Anything, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about Iveta. A great job hosting. A beautiful job hosting.
Yeah.
All of them, I think, did a great job. The one glaring issue I have with the entire contest is the robot. The robot was not necessary.
Robot?
We didn't need the robot.
Where?
We did not need that robot.
We didn't need the robot.
I'm like, why are we having full conversations with this robot? Like, I physically cannot.
And the robot was presenting this like winners medley too. Also, ever since like the whole winners medley, even from 2010, Ante Muerte que se sigue has now become like part of my daily playlist.
Oh yeah, it's a great song.
Like Ante Muerte que se sigue is so catchy.
Well, that's that. We did it. Junior happened. Like I said,
sorry, there's another thing I wanted to touch on, and it's the fact that Valentina had to perform J'imagine for the 3rd year in a row.
Imagine. And you know for a fact they're gonna make her perform it a 4th time.
Yeah.
And here,
no, because Cassandra gonna be there now, so it's like, oh,
well, they're probably gonna make Valentina do it too.
That's true.
Oh my god! What I will say, I'm not mad. A win for Barbara Pravi again is not a bad thing in my book. Let's just say that.
We really do love Barbara Pravi up in here.
Barbara, give someone else the reins. I don't want to hear the same damn song 5 years in a row, ma'am. Please.
They're great.
They're amazing. Make a children's album featuring children. Like, please, just like give someone else a shot. But with that being said, I'm gonna say we're going to Nice next year.
Just to be different, I'm gonna say we're gonna be going to Marseille.
And I'd be fine either way.
What if out of nowhere and we get like Bordeaux?
That would be great. Oh wait, that would be phenomenal.
No, because I know if I'm not mistaken, Bordeaux is like a rural area, right?
It is, yeah, I believe. Yeah. Who knows? I mean, there are countless football stadiums throughout France, so
there are.
I mean, it could be anywhere. But I'm excited. Junior is over, but Eurovision 2023 has just begun. We are one national selection in at the time that we're recording. But we are going to be covering every facet of the Eurovision Song Contest this year. From Liverpool!
Liverpool!
I'm just waiting for the announcement. I was going to say the announcement of the hosts, but they already announced the hosts.
Shout out to Katarina! Katarina's hosting!
Gag. So excited. But with that being said, thank you for joining us for our 2-episode Junior Eurovision series this year. We'll be back next year with Junior 2023 live from a city in France. You make sure to check out our Eurovision content.
Don't hold us to that. Don't hold us to that.
That part. Subscribe, like, share. Boom, 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 shakak, boom. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye now. Goodbye. So long. Farewell. Goodbye. Bye-bye.
They what we always need.
Bye-bye.
What we always want.
It's just a simple thing.
Simple piece.
I wish it for the world.